feel much better now.
You son of a bitch.
I feel much better now.
This activity is truly unproductive.
I'm begging you.
Access denied.
You son of a bitch.
I feel much better now. Are you quite sure?
You've got mail.
I'll be back.
Only in a rerun.
Wait. Come back. I'm begging you. Hello, Master.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hi, guys. Okay. Let's go ahead and get in here. Oh, of course, all of a sudden it's not going to work. Wait. Hold on. Technical difficulty. It's because I switched screens. Alright, I'm going to just delete this and then restart it. Since it wants to be a pain in my... Now it's saying that it's not open. Oh, sweet home. Okie dokie. Go ahead and get started, shall we? There is a lot going on in the market. I've been actually monitoring it throughout last week and this week. Or I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago. And then I'm looking today. So we have BB, which is one of our followers. I think we all know who that is. Mr. TP, the Torch. His BlackBerry is following exactly what I was predicting here. I do feel like this pullback, you know, wow, I'm not too far off here at 821, and I was saying about a 793, so it bounced off of this 8 EMA, which is awesome. This means that this is going to, again, it is curving, so we're going to come down some more. I'm thinking we're going to stick around in this range for a little bit before we see if this is going to actually start taking that turn to that breakdown. It is overbought, oversold. The RSI is hot as well, so we are going to start seeing that rejection coming in for BB, BlackBerry. Might be a good time to start looking for some entries for some new people. So I'm going to say we're probably going to see about that 614 in the future. It's probably going to be your more like best price. In my personal opinion, that's going to be new true value, with a slight chance that we will break back into this range, like that 510. But just having these zones kind of marked out for yourself, you can set yourself up to buy the trickle when it does start breaking down, because it will start breaking down. We're going to start pulling back. Again, news came out. Once news comes out, that is when we start seeing everything turn. They will probably have a lot of people buying up here at this top, which is that FOMO mentality. Oh, I don't want to miss, but there's nothing to be missed here. Okay. Let me check comments real quick. Silver is up. Hey, Cosmic, how are you? Hi, Solus. Hi. You changed your name, Joker. What's up, Joker? Let me hop over here real quick. Can you guys hear me pretty good? Please let me know in the comments. Like, can you hear me? Is my mic good? Is my camera good? I did kind of do a light thingy, a light filter, because my face looks red on camera and I don't understand it. It doesn't look that way in the mirror, but beauty of camera magic, right? I know that we need to go over D-Nut. I know we need to go over Halliburton, because Halliburton is starting to show that breakdown that I predicted. I said, I know. And then we have PLTR doing some awesome things too. It is up 4% today, but it's not going to last. As you can see, we're starting to see that curve to the downside. It probably will wave its way down and slowly trickle back into these zones. I would look for a new entry in PLTR if you're not in it. Again, there's some people that do want to learn the stock market, and I can teach you. I can show you exactly what you're looking for. I'm going to make a couple of videos. Again, my webcam's coming in today. This is not my webcam. I'm using my phone as my webcam. Once my 4K webcam gets in here, I'm going to sit down and take a couple hours out of my day, and I'm going to make educational videos. I will post them on my Discord, kind of going over the basics, essentially, of what to do when you are charting the stock market, how to get the most closest and accurate price, and then also I think I'll teach you a little bit about RSI and also VHM and why it's important to have this information and what it does for you in terms of your charting. So thank you so much for leaving those comments, guys. Yeah, Solus, I got you. I got your back. And then I also want to teach you guys my tips and tricks on how to make it. Why it's important to use this information and how to use it to benefit your trading profile as well as your investment profile. Because again, there are day traders, there's investors, and then there's just stock shareholders, right? And investors are about the same as the stock shareholders, but I can teach you how to use your shares to make money. So you're not just sitting on shares, okay? And I'll make a video on that too, explaining how to do it. I think I'm going to make it private only for the people in my Discord, only because I do plan on charging for classes. But for people that are in my Discord already, you guys will get access to that, so you can kind of get ahead of the game. And then if you guys want more education, my one-on-ones I do charge, so. But for show. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, D-Nut. Let's go look at D-Nut because I know that Joker's waiting. He's anticipating. He's like, Sophie, let's see, razzle dazzle. Sophie is sizzling, the affirmed share skyrockets. What you need to know. That's a skyrocket to you? Just kidding. Okay. More pullback is what it looks like to me. That is a double top with a freaking decline. Yeah, this is coming back farther. I'm definitely going to start seeing this break down. We probably will break below and out of this formation, which means we're probably going to see about 1289 again, which would be a great entry. I think that's going to end up becoming the true price range. But again, I have to go and chart a little bit differently than what this particular one is for Sophie, and I will do that at a later date. For now, let's go hop over to D nuts. D's nuts, please. All right, D's nuts. What you doing over here? Got a lot of controlling angles coming on. Doo-doo-doo. Get closer to the price. I did get a notification today that we hit 401, which was pretty cool. Now we're at 405, which is good. Let's see, that could be... There's going to be a slight pullback, obviously. Let's see. We have about 3 days for this pullback to come and happen. Come in and take place. I think we might have a slight pullback. Look, okay, we're about 30%, which is really good. However, in this 3 days, if this can get absorbed, all of this, right? This is just validating price. We didn't go below 50%, which is great. So this might hold, but we need this to get absorbed. All of this downside. We need people to be picking up price for this to start making moves, which we do have a lot of people in this sell because I have my order block detector on. There's a lot of people selling in this range. So we're selling here. We're selling. There's a lot of sell here at that 464. That's heavy line there. And then there's also a heavy line at that 508. So people are predicting this thing to continue. I can see it because this didn't go below the 50%. So it's let me speak English. 30 to 50% is what you want to see a retrace to look like. So when it looks like something like this, that is way beyond that 50%. Once it goes beyond 50% like this and it closes, this is a strong signal for downside. This is telling you the reversal's coming and we're going to start seeing that decline, okay? But 30 to 50% is continuation. So like this, if you look at this did have a quick downside, but then continued, right? But that was also a spinning top doji, and that's the indecision in the market. But as soon as it had that tweezer bottom, that means it's the end of a downtrend, and then it's continuation. So just make sure you guys are looking at your charts when you're playing, because again, there's that spinning top doji, which could also mean it's a bottom of the trend, but also indecision. It's that indecision in the market. Then that's a hammer candle for those of you who don't know, which hammers are a positive no matter which way, even reverse handles. Hammers. Oh my gosh, English is hard today. See, that would be a reverse hammer right there, pushing it up. This could also be considered a dragonfly doji as well as a hanged man. Okay, there's quite a few different variations of this, but this was a push to the upside. Okay, now we're starting to see that pullback here. Again, if this closes in the next 3 days where it gets absorbed farther up, and I would say a good close would be 412, which would get back above that positive. Okay, because this is where we've been having a lot of issues holding in terms of price. We'll come and validate it, and then we'll break down. We'll come and validate it, break down. We'll come touch it, break through, and then we can't hold price true here. We'll get above, and then we start falling back. So we have a couple zones here just to kind of consider. I'm going to change this song. No, thank you. Anyways, moving forward. If we can get back again, that 412, I think D-Nut can continue up. But we need this to, all this liquidation grab that's going on here, to absorb it back to that in these next 3 days and close that bar here, because I am on the weekly chart. If this does happen, you will start to see that continuation, because not only is it going to get back above this 200 EMA, I think that might be 200. It may be 50. Hold on one second. Let me double check, because that's red. It is. It's the 50. Okay. it would get us back above that 50 EMA, which would be a strong validation to a further upside for DNUT. But as it stands right now, we're still kind of in this uncertainty period. By 3 days from now, 3 days, 3 hours, this will continue. So just be mindful of that. Okay, hold on, I'm checking comments, guys. Back over here. These nuts, I don't need to right now. That's good, Solus. It's okay, KBLD. I'm in here. We're chilling. We're chilling like a villain. I unsubscribe and resubscribe. That fixes. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Okay, let's continue on. Is Joker, are you still in here? You might not be in here. Hi, TP. Hey, I just went over your BB, but we'll go back over there. I was seeing if Joker was still in here, but I don't think he is. And I just went over his D-nut. Pau Shao, Solis. Pau Shao. Alright, let's go back over to BB. So, I wanted to tell you, we are having a pullback on BB. I mean, I don't know if you... I mean, you posted the news, actually, so you already know. When news comes out, that is when we start seeing that pullback, because it gets the FOMOs in there. The FOMOers are like, oh my gosh, this thing is running, I want in. And that's how they make their money, because everyone's buying because there's news that came out that was positive, and so people buy the top. And this is the top, okay? We're starting to see that curve to the downside. Now, RSI is still pointed to the upside. However, we're also hella overbought. So we're about to start seeing this consolidation, this pullback, to validate overall price action. From everything that has happened from the beginning of March of 2026 all the way to today, which is June 15th of 2026. So here's the prices that I did pin out for this pullback, okay? Because we did come and bounce off of this 8 EMA, which is fantastic. I was not too far off, so I was saying about 793 where we would bounce. We bounced off of the green, which is positive. This is a good sign, okay? This means that price is actually holding true, okay? Again, we're going to have that pullback. We have to. It always comes. What goes up must come down. We have to consolidate, validate all of this price action. I do foresee we're going to come touch that 793. It's going to trickle. I do feel it's going to be like something like this. Like we're going to just, up, down, on its way, right? And then slowly regress back into the zone. I see about 614 possible rebuy-in. Again, there's just a lot of things here that validate this particular price overall from, the beginning of May of 2022, okay? There's just a lot of confluences here that show me that this price could be where we bounce off of next time. Now, the most possible, or how should I'm going to word it like this. You could potentially get more at $5.10, okay? Which is a great buy-in. But for somebody that wants to buy into BB, I would look for entries in this range. Here, let me find my little... This is where I would look for entry and buy as many as you can. You can start buying the trickle. So at 793, I would pick up, okay? And then as it's coming down and coming in here, start picking up. Because it could also be the top of this as well. That's $6.42 on the weekly. The reason being that I say that this is coming back down is because, again, that news is usually what starts to move this information to a different direction. We also have earnings coming in, which again, earnings looks like it's going to be green, which could give it a temporary push to the upside. We can go ahead and check the order block here. Yeah, we got some people that are looking for exit about this $16, which is not too far off of my 15-20 prediction, okay? We're not too far off here. But I think that before we're going to see that 16, we have some things that we have to get through first. And this is that retracement period. I'm going to change the song real quick because this is loud for what I'm trying to describe here. I like going up and down too. And it's good to see your face too, TP. Oh, my 4K webcam is coming in. So right now I'm using my phone, but once my webcam comes in, I will probably be more consistent up here too. So we might be back over here, TP. All right, back to what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, let's go look at news. This is why this is important to check your news. So they mentioned BB leveraging. Is it profitable? Portfolio to reward shareholders. Okay, they mentioned money. Money is the first sign. As soon as they mention making profit, it's gonna pull back. And this is what I've been studying. Okay, I listen. You don't have to take my word for it, but let's just going to throw it out there. This is my prediction. Anytime you see anything that it mentions profit or making money, it pulls back because they want people to FOMO in. They want people to buy in at this high, this $9.52, and then it's going to consolidate. It's going to come back down. And it's going to trap people in there, okay? Cyclical, it's going to be a cycle. They're trying to get more income for this earnings. It's going to pull back, and I do believe, let's see, when is earnings? It's in a few days, actually. This earnings could push it, potentially. Okay, temporarily, but it's not going to last very long, especially if it's green, which we've been green across the fucking board, so it will probably be green, which can again could push it to the upside. I do have this line here on that potential, because this is that breakout point. Okay, this potential breakout somewhere up in this $20 range, but as soon as we get up here, I do feel like we're going to have a massive like shutdown. Now again, this could happen sooner. And I would like it to happen sooner. And here's why. It will make a bigger push. It's going to be a bigger push and a more longevity push. It's not going to be temporary. If this continues to climb, it's going to sink harder. Okay, for a lot of people. And the reason... So if we do have this pullback early on and we bounce and earnings comes out, right? We have, let's see... like a week, I think, about a week before this earnings comes out. If in this week we can pull back just enough to even come and touch and graze the top of this 612, or even half of it, like maybe 672, that is enough price action movement for the downside to validate overall price that when it does come out for earnings, this fucker will bounce. And I do believe it will see that 15, 20 very quickly, even 16. This 2051 breakout I think is less likely to happen, but I do feel like 1520 is very possible. So somewhere around $15 is extremely possible, unlikely for this next earnings rush. Just through overall history, right? We've had, so this is where that really positive one happened, and where we bounced from is exactly lining up from where we bounced this time. And I do believe this is the line that I made for it. So I'll double check. Let's go from here all the way down to like this point. I will drag it over. Ooh, maybe if I can actually get a hold of the damn line. Let's go to this point where we bounced. And that's exactly where I'm seeing $15, dude. That's like perfect. Look at that. 1532. I'm just saying. But we need this to validate price. Even if we are about halfway down, about $7 would be perfect. Which would just say, yes, this price is true. This price is strong. This price has happened. And then boom, we're off to the races. Which if we look here, okay, where we bounced and we started climbing, we did have a slight pullback here. And it was about 30 to 50% of that retracement. It was a curve down, and then we shot off. And I do believe it was right after earnings. Let's see how long it took after earnings. So that was September 24th of 2020. And we had that pullback. Hold on, let me come in because I want you guys to get a good idea of what I'm seeing here. Okay, so this is where earnings came out, and we were red. Okay, we had a pullback from this climb. And the pullback came down, down, down. Okay, actually, we'll start in August. We pulled back, and then we had our September earnings. And that pullback was not too bad. That was not too steep of a fall, but it was way more than 50%. Let's see. Yeah, that was about 30% of overall price action from that bounce. Because looking at here, like that's about 30% of everything that has happened from the bottom here all the way up to here. That's about 30% pullback. And then we came down a little bit more. And then we bounced up again, came back down, and then we took off. So we have about something like that that's going to transpire here. Here, I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. Because I do believe I have it all marked out. I'm going to take it from the top to here. And we'll zoom out. I'm going to show you how we're going to bounce. I don't think we're going to get the double bottom. But I do think... I just want to show you. Yeah, see, I'm not too far off. Okay, I put 793. So somewhere around here. Well, it's not quite $7, but it's close, right? That's about 50% of that overall price action. But I do feel like we could have a farther downside. Okay, but I do have a zone here, right, of price. That's fine. It works for me. It works for everybody. But yeah, this is what I'm seeing. We're gonna probably fill that gap. I think that's why. Yeah, that's why I probably put that. Because we have this gap here that we gotta fill. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stick to my thing here. 793. I'm being dead serious. We're gonna come fill this gap. We're gonna bounce and then we're gonna continue. Because this is a much bigger incline than, well, yeah, because it's straight up. Like it looks like it took less time to get here. Versus this one had a little bit of consolidation. Like we stayed pretty trapped in here for a while. And this one didn't do that. Yep. Hold on, I'm looking. Just give me a second. Yeah, we broke out really fast too. Which could be a good thing, also a bad thing too. Because the fall would be much stronger. But again, if we get that pullback, then I'm telling you, 793 would be perfect for what I'm seeing here. We're gonna have that leap to that $15 mark that I'm telling you about. Just be mindful. Be mindful of that. Okay, that's my analysis with that. You're very welcome. Pretty unreal. I don't know what you're talking about, TP. Do you like HAS Hasbro as an investment before they released earnings for next quarter? I'll go look at that one. I've been playing MTG for over 30 years, and Strixhaven was amazing set, and they just released. Yes, indeed. All right, let's go look at Hasbro. Hopefully, TP, that helps, because that's... I think you saw what I'm seeing. I think you see what I saw. But you tell me. You tell me. All right, let's go look at Hasbro. Hello, Hasbro. How is you doing? Would you just look at it? You know what I do when I see things like this? I just look at them. I'm going to get rid of the detector because I don't want to freaking see that shit right now. We'll look at it after. We have that W formation, which means it validates W's. That's that cup and handle, but it freaking went down. It went, nope. So cup and handles don't look like they really work very well for this company. But we have that W formation, which is cool. Breakdown. And then I wonder what triggered this fucking thing. Let's scroll in a little bit. What happened? What is this garbage? And a leap in price too. What was the news here? Oh, it's a dividend. Let's see what earnings did. Oh, it was a really good earnings. That's why right there, that surprise. That's what fucking was like upside. What about this earnings? 33%. They seem to do pretty good on their earnings. What the hell? 70 cents. 70 cents. Are they all about 70 cents? This may be a good investment. Even on that one, it pushed. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. If they're still pushing even on red, that was a big pullback though. That one right there. Damn, 173% positive. Jesus criminy, dude. Alright, alright. I see you, Hasbro. Alright. Okay. I can't ignore it. Alright, hold on. Let's go. I'm going to zoom out a little bit farther. We're going to go to the monthly time frame here because we are in a different... Wow. When did that start? Okay. We'll start somewhere back here. Because this looks like this is like a soliloquial pattern here. That would be that breakdown. That bounce. Stay towards that upper English is hard. Upper sector. Just set up a little bit more. Maybe about here. Yeah. Okay. What is it about this area? What are we? Wow. Okay. That's probably. I'll have to go and zoom in. Not seeing enough here. That right there. Something shifted here. I wonder what the news was in this particular date. Would you do me a favor, TP? Go look up Monday, December 1st, 2014 for Hasbro. See what the news was for Hasbro. If you don't mind, por favor. That too. Mark that. I'm seeing some confluences. Lots of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that's, if we zoom in. 4. Breakdown. 5. Almost 6 here. 7, 8, 9, almost 10. There's 10, 11. God damn, dude. This price is pretty confluent here. I'm gonna mark that. Let's go ahead and say that this is one. 56, 97. Alright, now I'm gonna zoom in. Get more information. We'll go back. Let's go to 8 weeks so I can get a little bit more comfortable with this. Oh, that one's also now saying October. Also checked October 2014. Anything in 2014, whatever that news is for 2014. I think that's important. Yeah, earnings, look, TP, I think earnings is going to kill it, but I do think that it needs to pull back for it to have that massive incline to validate overall price action. Anything in 2014, I need to know, find something that is very significant in 2014. Something happened in 2014 that caused this shift. It could be from October to December from what I'm seeing here. Based on just certain things, certain information. It'll also be in January, the beginning of 2015. So somewhere at the end of 2014 into 2015 shifted this entire market for Hasbro. Something came out about Hasbro. That's a W formation. Damn, that could be that cup and handle as well. That could have actually been a cup and handle. The closer I look at it, but it is that W formation because there's that handle. However, it didn't close, so that, and then that continued. It shot out like a mofo, but it looks like it's pulling back now, so we're gonna start seeing that decline. Let's go like something like that. This zone all the way to my line. Just change the colors because it's starting to blend. Yellow, please. I do think we could get that price. I do touch it every effing time. Especially in this range. Let's see, we have 66 and 97. That's a good middle ground. We'll mark it anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, we're pulling back, okay? It was a little hot. I don't think it was too overbought, but it is hot. Like, VHM, super hot, and RSI is already showing that pullback, the overall lane rejection, okay? If it doesn't bounce off of this SMA4, it's gonna reject. It's gonna come and touch that 50 range, which is where we start to see that slowdown. But this is going to do a full reset, something like this. We're going to come and cool way the hell off. And as we're cooling off, we're going to be pulling back. Which again, however long this took, so we'll go from this to here, it's going to be about that same length of time is what I'm kind of projecting here. And it could be also in a shorter period. It could be something like this, where we have that huge like breakdown VHM. Or I'm sorry, RSI teardown, which I don't think we're gonna go quite that far. But this could start happening around August, where we're seeing that big dips. Somewhere between August and March of 2027. Okay, it just kind of depends, but let me look a little bit because there's other ones too. Based on where it's sitting now, I do think it could be a shorter play. So if that's the case, let me just go ahead and I'm going to do an adjustment here. Let's say it's this one. Only to that one. Let's go to the top of that. Yeah. It's kind of where I'm validating here. 68.97 seems pretty reasonable for this pullback. 71.22. Be a floor. 71.22. If we break below 71.22, that's gonna go to 68.97, and then probably break down or wick down like how it did this to pick up liquidation grabs. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. A lot of people are trying to get these lows, but I think it's gonna be less likely. My personal opinion. I do think you could get a really good entry at 56.97 if you want to pick up more of these. I don't think we're gonna have such a horrible pullback for this for Hasbro. I'm gonna go out a little bit more. Let's go back to the bi-weekly here. Yeah, we're already starting to bounce here. We're already below it. We're gonna bounce. And we're cooling off too. But we're going in opposite direction, so it's gonna be extremely volatile. Could have a slight breakout here. We can break out and go back up briefly to about an 89.14, and then we're gonna reject. We're gonna start rejecting here. So we're gonna reject about 89.23. It looks like it's gonna try to push again. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna go back up briefly to that, what would I say, 89.33, and it's gonna break down. Again, so it's zigzagging its way down or staircasing down, because it is in a falling wedge. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's an expanded falling wedge. But yeah, that's that expanded falling wedge. I'm going to change the color so you can see it, because this shit is hard to see in purple. Ta-da, that's that falling wedge. So it's going to come back up about here and then start trickling down. Let me grab this thing. So it's gonna go like this, come up here. Then it's gonna come probably back to this range here again. Try to do it again. Stair stepping. Probably 50%. I don't think it's gonna go that crazy. Yeah. And then we're gonna fall into here. And it could be a lot faster too, but we'll see. Something like that. Let me make it a little fatter. Let's make it red so everyone knows that it's coming down. And then we're gonna start seeing this break into here. There's a couple key points to look out for. So about 75.28-ish is a floor. If we do break below that, that's where we're going to see that 68.97. If it breaks below the 68.97, let me rookie 62.80. I'm sorry, 62.48, and to that 56.97-ish areas. Okay, this is going down. Like, I'm just saying, even if earnings are green, I do feel like this is in for a pullback a little bit farther. Could even hit a 92.03 before it rejects, because again, we have this wedge here and it can go and retouch these wedge areas, even break above it slightly and then continue breaking down. It just depends on how much volume is in this bad boy, which we can go and peek at that too, because I have volume blocked out. Yeah, we're declining, but let's go into the weekly. How's weekly? 2 days? That's 2 days. How's that look? Yeah, so this gives me a lot of insight here. I'm gonna let's just go like this. Okay, if you look here, volume started all the way up here, okay, and this was pulling back. You can see that huge dip down. We gapped down in price, okay, and if you look here, it's been declining in volume ever since. Hasbro is in for a really radical pullback. Again, here's all the things that I charted on that larger time frame. I just want you to kind of get a good look at this. This is where all that noise comes in. This is why I like the larger candlesticks farther out, because it gives me a lot more insight. We are having a lot of death crosses happening here. With those death crosses, especially, look, we had a slight bounce here, okay, which is a good sign, okay, for today. However, if this can't hold this bounce here, it will bounce up a little bit, like I was saying. I don't think it's going to hold itself, okay? We're going to reject off this 50 EMA right here, which is this lighter pink one. Once it does reject off that 50 EMA, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I want to make it easy for you guys to know which ones are for what. Am I wrong? I don't know why it's playing Christmas music. Let's skip that. Shut up. Okay. So my 50 EMA and then my 100 EMA. They're fat. I mean, I'm super fat. Okay. Even if we do have that climb, like I was telling you, and look how much, it's so crazy how that shit works. If you look here, my lines line up perfectly for what I was doing for each candlestick there. That's where sell is, and that's where a huge order block for people to try to get out of Hasbro are. This pullback is coming in. If we come over here and look, wasn't I saying about a 76? Yeah, I was saying something about like 76. Oh, there's an 84. I think I was saying something else, but like 76.90, which where this pickup is, all these buy zones are about where I was predicting it, and there's a big one right at that 68.97, which is where I'm saying is very possible, and it's a highly probable outcome here. So I'm telling you, this thing is coming fucking down, and it's coming down hard. We have a lot of death crosses. We have death crosses from the 8 EMA. We have a death cross from the 20 EMA. And if this does ever cross that 200 as well, I'm just saying, there's a pullback, but there's potential to buy in, right? There's these zones here that I was kind of saying. So these floors that I would say, or I call them floors. Again, I would look for entry first. Now, let's look for the upside, because I know that's the other thing people really care about when it comes to this type of cool balloon. As long as we stay above the 68.97. Sorry, I'm in my zone, so if you guys are chatting, I'll check here in a little. Let's see somewhere in here. Why do I say that? Because that's what happened. Oh. And we still stayed somewhere in there. In that range. Actually, I'm gonna come over here to that one. That would actually be that breakout that we're looking for. 103.75 in the market. Okay. Let's say this does pull back to that 68.97, right? It validates all of this price action that has been happening since the beginning of October of 2023, because this has been in a steady up increase, okay? We come and break down, validate overall price action over these however long, many years, 6 years, 3 years, something like that, 3 years, okay? We come and validate that 68.97, and we don't break down any farther below. This thing has a healthy trend, healthy volume starts to increase, like we start seeing that increase of volume in Hasbro. This thing will go to that 103.75. That is the short-term longevity side of it, without over-exaggerating price, okay? Now, the higher probability, let's go ahead and look here, okay? We gotta have another bounce like this one right here when we come down, sink in, and then bounce off, then bounce down, do it again, bounce off. But, hold on, let's see something. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't have a lot of... I'm gonna change it. Let's do this. Let's take this center out of this. Reason being is because that center is another really big play that can happen. I mean, it's happened before. That's why it's in that formation, right? Okay, the other high that I see is 114.03. So there we have our range now. Now we have a range of this breakout after this pullback. So now we have a good idea of what we can expect this next run that is going to be coming up. I'm going to mark it off as our range here. This is important. I'm going to also be copying all of these and posting them in the Discord. So if you guys want to go and look at them or want to just double check, see where we are on the chart, definitely do that. I highly recommend it. If you're not already in my Discord, I can also invite you if you're not in my Discord. Okay. I would set your honestly, if you're already in this, or if I think you said you're in it, but I would set myself up to buy some more, because this pullback is going to be large enough that it's worth picking up more. There might be a little bit of a liquidity grab again for that 56.97 low, and it could be a sharp decrease here. 63.85 seems reasonable too. But it just depends on if the market is being shorted, okay? Because they can short it. And if they do short it, I highly recommend picking up, just because you can pick up as it's dropping, and which will lower your overall cost or your buy-in price, your market average, whatever. English is hard. Okay, I missed everything. I'm back here, so now I'm going to start reading everything that I missed since it has 100 Hasbro, and I was thinking about doing the same, 25 to 50 at a good starting point. Yeah. You're very welcome. 150%. Hell yeah, TP. The Hobbit will be coming out soon. Thinking about buying stocks before everyone loves The Hobbit. Eric is on in 10 minutes now. How come Eric hasn't come and seen me? Oh, real. I'm fighting him. I'm gonna message him right now. I'm gonna be like, why didn't you come to the stock market analysis? Yeah, okay, so overall though, Hasbro, like, you see that potential. I see potential in Hasbro too. I might even look in it myself. Here, let me see where Eric's at. Me and Eric are gonna fight him. He could at least stop by and said hi before he went live. Hold on.
Here's to the rooms I was in. Please take your seat. Here at this table full of lies.
I just messaged him.
Delusions your treat. I'm the head of the table.
To replace Casey. Oh, okay. Well, tell him that I'm live because I think he'll jump in real quick just to say hi to me. And then I'll probably get off here soon and go say hi to him. Because I have to go live on my TikTok. Got other stuff I gotta do today. I want to get it all done so I can spend time with my kids for the rest of my morning or afternoon. Because after work, technically it's work because I get paid. And that's not stock market stuff, it's other things. It's always fun. I look good today too. Granted, I still got my mom bod, but whatever. I like this shirt. It shows my belly though. Okay. I'm gonna copy all these market things and I'm gonna post them in Discord. Eric's like, you're live. I knew it. I knew. I love giving him such a hard time. He's so funny. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna post this. All the charts are going up right now. Hasbro's first. Then I'm gonna go. Halliburton's the other one I really need to go over, but I'm gonna go post DNet. Copy image. What was the other one I did? BB. Mitsubishi. No. Mishu baby. Oh, I'm such a fucking nerd. Alright, BB, show me what you got. How can I do this one? Oh, I'm not on the right one. That's what it is. Mishu. Where was I? There. No, this isn't that one either. Maybe it's Halliburton. Where is my chart? What the fuck? My chart's missing. Yeah, my chart. Oh, there it is. I found it. We're good. We good. I found my chart. Okay, everything's fine. My life was about to fall apart. I was about to have a mental breakdown. I'm okay. Hi, Eric. There you are. Yeah, I'm gonna come pop over to your live, but only briefly because I gotta go live on TikTok, so then I can spend time with my kids for the rest of the day. Oh my god. I'm loving you. Alright. I'm gonna make sure everybody that was a manager is fucking. Alright. I think I got everyone. So much I'm just seeing who's still. TP left me. TP, why would you leave me? All right, guys. I'm gonna post a bunch of charts. I do want to go over Halliburton real quick while I'm here on it, and then I'm gonna close the live. Okay, so let me do the diagnostic. I'm gonna turn off the music. This needs our full attention. Okay, Halliburton starting to pull back as predicted. It is heading towards my 3690 zone. Okay, this breakdown and continuation for this pullback will continue over the next couple of weeks, maybe 2 months. Okay, this pullback I am projecting somewhere around 2943 or a 3004 for the top. Okay, I do have a floor here that is very likely to hold true. However, on the off chance that this floor cannot hold, which is right in between that 0.618, which is 3277, okay, we are going to see a further pullback and downside for this particular stock, which is great for entries for those who want to get into Halliburton for this next course of its history. But from what I'm seeing here, this pullback is coming, and it's coming hard, and it's coming hot, and it's coming quick. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out to the monthly, and let's just see. Yeah, monthly even is pivoted down to the downside. This pullback is going to hurt some people who got in at these higher prices. Again, even bi-monthly is a sharp point down to the downside. Let's go ahead and look at the 3 months. Consolidation. It is a spinning top doji, and we have about 15 days before this thing closes. Does not surprise me. By daily, we have a 3 peak, a head and shoulders situation going on here. Let's go ahead and do that real quick while I have the time. Go over here, put it in this. Yep. Which would go to about a 3578. So once we hit that 3578, this is where the decision is really going to be important. If we reject that 3578, we're going to see these lows again. And last time that we were in this place, we did consolidate between that 3578 and 3391. However, I think when we come into this area that we will not hold here. I think the consolidation is going to be a lot farther down. Somewhere in between where I'm predicting price, we do have a potential, safe haven here to hold it up above 20. But 3268, if that even breaks, we're seeing that further downside. The last time that we were in this zone, which I'm going to come back here and just kind of talk about it. Anytime that we have come here, we've had a quick VHM spike. And then we just we shat hard, okay? And this has happened over the course of every time that something's been going on towards Halliburton, for Halliburton. And, it's just to be mindful and understand that this pullback has to happen. It's just how the cookie crumbles. And this is why we don't get attached to our stocks. We invest, we take profit, and we move the fuck on. And then we wait until the pullback, then we get back in and rinse and repeat. I'm going to go ahead and just adjust these because I want you guys to see why I do what I do. As you can see, this zone here, we have bounced into. Okay, we've fallen, we've broken below quite a little, not too far, but just enough, which is why I have that 2731 marked off. It is a little bit above where we break down and kind of wick into, so to speak. But it is a true range of price where things can hold for a while, okay? We're going to have maybe something like this repeat back from 2023, where we may continue. We may have that continuation. However, we could have something like this over here too, where we're going to enter into it, and then we're going to just, we're going to bounce a few times, but we're going to just shit. We're going to take a dump, which is great for more picking up, okay? For those of that want to get into Halliburton. Personally, if you have Halliburton, I would take my profit. But I can't tell you that. It is your money. You do what you want. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But Halliburton is in for a huge downside decrease in price. Uh, Again, I'm showing you just based off of what I'm seeing here and just its overall previous history. Just be mindful, do your due diligence. If you need a financial advisor, go and seek one out. Because I can't give you financial advice on how to use your money, but I'm telling you, for me personally, I'm already out. I got out at 41, took my profit from a $25 range entry. So I'm positive. I am super duper positive in my earnings. And it's up to you who is in Halliburton to do your due diligence on this. But I can tell you from what I'm seeing, prices agreeing with each other and VHM, they are breaking down. Even if we do come down and bounce and start seeing that, it's going to speed up to the downside. I'm just warning you. Let's go ahead and check and see how volume's doing too, because this will also give you a bit of insight as well. Let's grab volume. I think it's in fundamentals. Nope. Okay. Volume, please. Gimme. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the volume, shall we? Yep. Again, if you look here, we are decreasing. We had a few little bits here where we had like a spike to a spike, but that spike was pulling it down. That means we have a lot of shorters in the el marketo in the market for this situation. Okay. I just want you to be mindful of that as well. Again, this is in that decline overall. Okay. Yeah, and even volume here is looking weak. And then we have some news. Halliburton stock is down today, and they're talking about why it's down, which we can go and check that out. Let's go ahead and read what it says. Shares of the oil field service company Halliburton fell 2.8% in the morning session after the price of oil fell sharply. The mechanism works through a tight chain of dependencies, SLB, Halliburton, and the Baker Hughes, who do not produce oil. They get paid only when the producers drill wells. Okay, so it's actually explaining to people what's going on here, which is it's a good thing to know. Let's see. Investors who bought $1,000 worth of Halliburton shares 5 years ago would now be looking at an investment worth $1,500. So they would have just added $500 to their. Wow, woohoo! Anyways, overall, I just wanted to let you know that this is going to continue to pull back. I do believe that the reason this bad news came out is to just kind of set people up. Now, can it reverse at any point in time? Yeah, we could come down, complete this head and shoulders, and bounce off of this 35.78, and then boom, we're off to the races again towards that $60.69 and that $60.88 that I was projecting, as well as up close to damn near $80 to $89. And I think I even gone even farther just charting. No, okay, not on this one. Yeah. So overall, in the next course, I truly believe that we are going to see these lows. I did predict that we would see 32.98, and I put my line there. Okay. I also did somewhere in between there, which is that 32.69 entry. And if that happens, that's where I would see that incline here for that 68.07 and whatever else I put down. I don't remember where this went. There we go. 89.84. Okay. So I did go through and do my due diligence for upside and downside. So just be mindful of that. There are a few things that you need to consider, because that is a head and shoulders that is peaking here. That is a tri-peak formation. Some would say it's actually 4 peaks as well. Okay. Because there's about 4 peaks here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 peaks, which means this thing needs to pull back. And when it does, we're going to see that, it could go as far as what I was saying, bounce off, and then we're going to see these higher ranges. Just be mindful, do your due diligence. And that's kind of my dialysis on that. And I'm going to go post that again on the Discord, just so we can keep track of everything. Yo, Betty, welcome, KBLD. Betty, welcome. Is there any other tickers that... You want me to stay here? That's so funny. Hi, Gary. How are you? I was going to go stream on TikTok because there's people over there that have been asking me where I've been. People want me on live over there, too. It's so funny. I'm just being pulled all kinds of directions. Yeah, so Halliburton, I'm just saying, like, overall, we are going to see that pullback. I do think a 32.68 is very and highly likely. I am going to set an alarm and an alert for 35.74. If we do break below that, that is where it's going to kind of validate that we're going to go lower. Other than that, like, it's looking pretty healthy. I do think we are going to see that $60 range again very soon. How soon? Not as soon as people would want, but soon enough. But yeah, everything's just cooling off. It's looking really weak and beddish. Very, very beddish. It's beddish. Anyways, yeah. That's my 2 cents. And I'm sticking to it. Is there any other tickers that we want to go over today? Oh, actually, yes, there is. Hold on. I'm going to go look at something. I've been charting it secretly. NASA. Hi, NASA. Let's go look at some NASA. Shall we? Can only do so much with NASA, though. There's not a lot of information. Well, would you look at that? The pullback is still happening. I knew it. I knew it was coming. This thing is not gonna. It's looking pretty beddish. And that would be a death cross there anyway. And we're pivoted to the downside on the daily. Let's go look out here. Let's see what we're seeing. Pivoted to the downside. Pivoted to the downside. That one doesn't show anything. We're fucked. Because I don't know. That's important information. I guess I'm going to just have to stick with the 4 days. Oh. I did put a price alert for 30.78, and there's a reason I did that. For those of you who knew me, I'm not stupid. Okay, let's go like this. Okay, and then we're going to take this. We're going to take the bottom half of this formation to about here. That would be that breakdown. That breakdown would validate... Yeah, we would probably see about $30.10 again. If that can't hold, then we're probably going to come back down here. We're going to see new lows. There might be better entries, I'm not going to lie. Now, on the off chance that this effer decides that it's going to bounce in this range, okay, so let's say like here, we might see 46.11, which is a really good sigma-jig here, but hold on. I'm going to do a little bit more. There's that. Yeah, I would fill that gap. That could be a thing. That would be our ceiling too, which would be inside of this range. Let's do about 50% of that. Depending on if we do cross into this, let's see, it would be hypothetically probably July. That could be very reasonable. Somewhere in July is when I'm seeing this potential bounce that could happen. So let's go ahead and move this over. Let's go to July. Again, sticking to my guns here. This pullback could be here, but also could be here. 29.31. I would love to get in at 29.31. I think that would be an excellent entry. It's pretty consistent in this area too. 28.44 doesn't seem unreasonable either. Again, just kind of in that range, in that ballpark. So, can it see those lows? Yes. Will it? Can't tell you. This thing is too new to really go too deep, but I can give you some ideas. I do think we can see a 46.11 if this does bounce somewhere in this range here. I'm seeing maybe 30.78 possible. pullback. If we do break out of this formation here, this is kind of just resetting, validating overall everything that's happened. God, that could be even a deeper pullback if we do break too far, though, which means we would see new lows for this particular, for NASA, for this company, obviously. I wonder what worst case could be, because I'm not too sure. Again, we don't have a lot of data to go off of here. I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's say we break below here. Okay. We're gonna two things. 1741 would be possible. I'm gonna put red on this. That's if we don't have anything like strong. That's if everybody decides that they're fucking, taking their profit and shit. I'm just gonna put it here because you know what? You never know. 1741. We're going to keep our eyes on it, of course, but NASA, it's got to go and do its thing, show us what it's capable of and what it's not capable of. Again, this is only if it breaks below this 3010 ish range. Because we would be breaking out of that formation. Yeah. That's about what I'm seeing. 2781. Again, that's another floor. It breaks that. We're definitely going to be seeing those new lows. But just be mindful of that. We'll keep our eye on it for now. I'm going to put those predictions there just so we have them. And we can come back and just kind of look and just see what this decides to do. I am going to mark that one. I'm also going to mark somewhere here as well. 2998. Okay. As long as we keep within a proximity, I think we should be fine, but there's no guarantee. Again, the market is very unpredictable in these early stages. I don't think I'm going to buy this company until it's had a full solid month of movement. No, I mean not a month, a while. I might look at it towards July, but not right now. I'm not going to really mess with it. Because, again, it's too unpredictable since it's still fresh and new from IPO. Okay? Just be mindful. If you are in NASA, just be careful. Because there's just too much uncertainty in a newer stock. We'll just keep tabs on it, though. I'm going to just go ahead and post that also in the Discord. And I think I posted Dina already. Halliburton we did. Did I post Blackberry? She's like, I don't know if I did, so I'm going to do that now. Actually, maybe I did do it. Hold on. No, I did not. But now it's in there. Now we've officially gone over everything. Yeah, if it's, again, those are still pretty new. I personally wouldn't mess with them, but let's go look at it. Alright, I'm gonna have to zoom in clearly. It's still in an it's still in an incline, which is good. That's a positive. Oh, there's the rejection. It's gonna start breaking down. I'm just warning you. It's over hot. It's overbought. We're gonna start seeing that pullback. I mean, this is just nothing to really go off of here. Oh, good Lord Almighty. There is a pickup here as well at a 169.89, which is great. They will probably have that liquidation grab kind of like sink down into this. Probably going to grab up whatever is being bought here. So this is a good entry. So about 168.25 to approximate 171.78. But I think we might wick lower within these ranges. So I do think it's very possible to get 160, 159-ish to into that 168.69. just because of overall like what has happened since IPO opening. But I don't hold your breath too much on this, because again, it's gotta show its face. It's gotta do its celestial things. It's gotta move. It's gotta give us data and information. I mean, this thing could go forever too. So it's just, things to just kind of consider. Just be careful. Do your due diligence. Sure you will. SPCH. Where could this go? Potential. If this has a bounce too, just because. Let's say it bounces somewhere at this top here. Yeah, about 198. 36. Just based on some small data. That's if we have that pullback though. And I just go through this in here just so we have information on it, just monitoring and watching. And we'll also go look at SPCH. CH. Wow, that's the, okay. And there's that pullback. So if that's pulling back, that also means that that other one is pulling back too. Let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom in a little bit further in. 30 minutes. What are you doing? Ooh, has no data for me. Not in the slightest. Okay, we broke down. We're trying to come back. I think we're going to reject here because we are pretty hot. And overbought. And there's curvature towards the downside with that VHM. We're going to come and ping off of that SMA 14 to pull back. We're going to start seeing this pullback here from IPO opening. Let's go ahead and just kind of set this up just so we can see. I am going to show all my work here. Yeah, that seems reasonable. From this bounce to here, which is a decent climb, somewhere about here. Should still keep his proximity of this. And let's also take this and get a good idea about where we are. We're still kind of above, which is positive. That's a good sign from the center of this formation. As long as we hold it, we'd be fine. It could continue and go to that 2104 and then reject. On that off chance that it doesn't, though, and we reach probably about that 2038, and then we start seeing that pullback. More entry here, 17. I'll just keep tabs on it. Again, this is still too new. There's not enough information. So I'm going to do what I can with what I got. Possible upside, 2104. Possible downside, 1728 to a 1825 entry. That's on the lower section from where IPO has started, because IPO is somewhere down here at that 1636, which is a great entry. Well, that was actually kind of more of the pullback, but overall, somewhere in here. Yeah. Just be mindful, keep tabs on it. And we'll just watch it for now, and we'll monitor it as things are going. Somewhere within here. Anyway, we'll just keep our eyes on it. Eyes on the prize. Overall. Is that the same one? I think that is the same one that I just did. SPCH. Yep. Okay. Both of those are now officially in the charting room. We're going to keep tabs on this, and we'll just kind of monitor overall and just see how this goes. Again, it is pretty hot and overbought, but it is IPO. So we'll just kind of keep tabs on it and monitor what its health is like and go from there. Because look, it lost a lot of volume as well. So this thing may start struggling quite a bit. Just be mindful. Pullbacks are inevitable. Okay, sounds good, Gary. I am going to log off now. TP, are you still in here? Are you still at work? Yeah, no, he had to get off. All right, I am out of here. I hope this analysis helped you today. Love y'all. I will see you.